D.B. Cooper is the guy that stole the money and jumped out the plane.
D.B. Cooper?
Confused. Yeah. You never heard that story?
Was he the guy wanted by the FBI?
Yes.
He's like a top 10 wanted or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. He stole a bunch of money and then hijacked an airplane and then jumped out of the airplane with the money.
And he died? Like they found the body
Probably.
and everything? Or was it like a mysterious...
It's a mysterious thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You never heard that story?
Nah.
It's an interesting story, but the area the guy skydived into was heavily wooded. And the problem with that is if you're a skydiver and you're in a parachute and you're going into a heavily wooded place, you're going to land in the trees.
Yeah. And then you risk like getting
just cutting
impaled.
yourself loose. Also, cutting yourself loose out of the trees. What if you're 30 feet up? How are you getting down?
Yeah.
What if you fall getting down? People go missing in the woods all the time, and no one finds them, ever. You don't find nothing.
What?
Yeah.
Why don't we hear about this more often?
Well, you do if you pay attention, but...
I don't pay attention.
It's, there's only so many things you can think about.
There's a recent update on the Cooper story, but this is just the brief for those who never have heard of it.
Okay, D.B. Cooper is the moniker given to the skyjacker, a dapper, dark-haired man, apparently in his mid-40s, who called himself Dan Cooper. The mystery man passed a flight attendant a note while on a Northwest Orient Airlines flight in Portland, Oregon, bound for Seattle, November 24th, 1971. The note claimed that he had a bomb in his briefcase, which he opened to show a large tangle of wires and red sticks. When the Boeing aircraft landed in Seattle, the man who became known as D.B. Cooper freed 36 passengers in exchange for a mountain of cash and 4 parachutes. The plane took off with several crew members aboard, bound for Mexico City on his orders. Wow, so he just made them fly him somewhere with a briefcase with a bomb in it.
They were listening to him.
So at an altitude of 10,000 feet above Seattle and Reno, he jumped from the back of the jetliner with a parachute and the ransom money, vanishing into history. The case remains unsolved despite a manhunt, the FBI tenaciously interviewing hundreds of people and a cottage industry of true crime buffs pouring through the evidence.
Nah, that dude got away. There's no way that like he thought all of this out and then was like, once I get in the air, I'll just wing it. Like the man knew he was gonna jump over those woods. He knew that the minute he landed in Mexico, they'd have some sort of like Dog Day Afternoon.
Right, but he wasn't in Mexico. He jumped outside of Portland, right?
Yeah.
It was in the Pacific Northwest that he jumped, right?
Yeah, like they just took off, and then like 20 minutes in, he's like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's the biggest curveball to throw them because their plan is to
go to Mexico.
Right. Right? He thinks he's going to land safely, and then they're going to figure out a way to...
Yeah, but the thing is, have you ever been in the Pacific Northwest? You ever been in the woods up there?
Not in the woods, but I've seen them from the highway.
Well,
tall ass trees.
Okay, yeah, tall ass trees and real dense, like this, like a box of Q-tips. That's how I always describe the trees up there. Like they're really close to each other. There's not a lot of open space up there at all. It's all just trees. So if you're landing into that mess, you're not going to find a spot to land. And then here's the other problem: if you do find a spot to land, where are you? Do you know where you are? Do you know how to get out of there?
I think that dude...
You could walk for days in any direction and not find shit.
Nah, I think he planned that part.
I don't think he did. I bet he was on meth. For real.
Probably. All right, that sounds more like
I bet
it.
he was. That's a meth move. The whole thing's a meth move. I'm going to get a fucking bomb. I'm going to get on the plane. I'm going to tell them I got a fucking bomb. I want some money, and I want some fucking parachutes, and I'm going to get the money, and I'm just going to parachute to safety. It sounds like a terrible idea.
You think so? I mean, I think for a second there, it can, like, if the guy was sober, I think it's genius. I think he's a sober genius. You think he's just some meth head. I think
he's a meth head.
I think he studied the woods for like months.
No way, because how are you going to know you're going 10,000 feet above the earth, you're going 500 miles an hour, and you're going to jump. So I want you to imagine that. So here it is. You're going 500 miles an hour, and then you jump. Where are you going to land? You're going 500 miles an hour. You have to fall 10,000 feet. Where the fuck are you going to land? You have no idea where you're going to land.
You should make tests. Like, you should be in charge of creating the SATs. It's like question number 8. Where the fuck are you going to land?
Well, here's the thing. Back then, there was no GPS. Okay?
Yeah.
So back then, all you had is a compass. So even if you have a map, like, how big is your map? Like, back then,
people were smarter back then, though.
No, they weren't. Trust me. I used to live back then.
I feel like people had to, like, I feel like the further back you go in time, maybe not too far back, right? But I feel like 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, like people were forced to like learn maps, learn their directions,
That's
learn how
true.
to utilize a compass. Like people
This-
were better on their feet. You know what I mean?
That's true. They definitely knew more phone numbers. They definitely knew how to get around more without any sort of GPS. I'm addicted to GPS. That shit runs my life. If I want to go somewhere, I always put it in my phone.